Okay, to explain the phenomenon of being born a king, I know that doesn't comport when if you think about like being a parent or something, because we have like what's it called, the id, or demanding childish demands, and like what I'm saying, you start off your life, the world does revolve around you, then later it becomes entitlement. But okay, the king is a title, right? Pharaoh is a title. Being born a king is because children are when observed at play and everything, they what is it called? Let's say I wanted to know if a certain king or a certain pharaoh, if you could work with them, or if we were gonna have a conflict, right? Uh, the adults won't. They don't. They know how to. What's it called? What am I trying to say? You know what I mean, right? This is an allegory, but at the same time, it's not an allegory. The pyramid text is not really an allegory, even though it is. You know, because they're telling you something, but the story, um, it doesn't necessarily have to go down exactly that way. Like the neighboring kingdom, right? The Ethiopians, right? Have some conflict on the border, right? The people need somebody to negotiate or barter a deal, right? You you want to know the if the treaty will be respected, if your hegemonic power will be respected, and if then you can afford to respect theirs as well, right? If you were to okay, so then let's say the king comes and everybody have a big accord. They try to strike a peace accord. They could talk outside of their face, but children don't have a way to do that. Like, you know what I mean? So like that's it. That nation would not like exist if they didn't have a like a what's it called? Someone who's born as a king. They have to be born already a king. You can't find one real quick and make one like, here, over to the sandbox. You know what I mean? Like he had to just take the initiative, and was play, like loves to do it as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um we we elected him or coronated them or what have you, because when it comes to their job, they'll do it. They love to do it. He was excited, and then he took the initiative. See, now when you observing children at play, you see their mind. So that everyone's not stupid. They're not like playing Shechem to some little boy king or some little child pharaoh or something. It was serious business, and it's like play starts off serious and turns into survival. And over time, it really does not require that much imagination. I could see this. I could see this happening every time. I could see this happen every time. Just it doesn't always recall. The situation doesn't always recall that, like, the reason why the pharaoh, the father, the adult, was stressed. He was stressed, right? Because they're talking about something that they maybe believe in, you know, that they were right about, but that they were guessing. They were guessing, and then that caused a problem because other people would receive those bust downs in order. You already understand floats downstream. Shit floats downstream. You know, like even your pets that you love and everything, they get jealous of each other and they knit and they start, you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be like, oh, I love you even more because you're jealous of the other. You give them a little pat on the head, like a little pat, get away, yeah, like that. You know what I mean? But they're not. They're just playing. They don't. You can't even take it seriously. It's just how they play too. So like they could, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a with the dogs, it's like a channel. You know what I mean? Like it's not like um, human sarcasm, human like you know what I'm saying. They're just like they could just feel the wavelength, and they're like a channel. Like it's like you know Anubis. He directs the creative energy, which is not all good. Like that's all destructive energy. Just because you can use it to create, that's your discipline. It was always destructive energy until it was channeled into a creative zone or avenue, right? That's Anubis on the boat, you know, so, the channel, right? Right. The underworld, like, it's here too. You know what I mean? Like we go there when we die, but it's there's a lot of aspect carried over into the living, into the you know that's how you could know. So let me get back to yeah. So that happened organically. It makes sense. It makes sense there. And every time, like you know, they say the Nile drifts upstream. Like these rivers, right? The water could be going one direction, but the tide could be going the other. Like the water on top. So like the flow and the current of the river is going out toward the ocean, but the water on top's going up to the mountain. How does the water seem to flow up to the mountain? And it will carry the basket. It will carry that basket up in the mountain. That's not like a. It's not a miracle. It's not fairy dust left over from the the elementals before you know, Aleister Crowley you know contacted Horus under the alias of Lamb, and then you know what I'm saying that's when the elementals uh, were trans transmutated or something. I'm pretty sure it's not the same word. It's both of those are terrible. Like both transmogrification and transmutation. It's like that's psychotic. Like so, we got aliens instead of like you know fairies and pixies and elves and you know like nymphs and mermaids and all this. And they only abduct white people. You know, black people in Africa never get abducted by aliens. Now, something might get in their mind, you know, where it's like, oh, the doctor that comes by and does house calls is really a vampire. Like he left his witch gun hidden, and like he left a witch gun on my property somewhere. You know what I mean? And then it sucks my energy. It sucks my energy. And they might get together in a big group and go out and try to hunt vampires. Over here, it's got Silicon Valley. You know, Silicon Valley, they're pearl clutching of professionally offended. They like to libel, sandbag, railroad motherfuckers. They and they feign injury. They want to apply for percentage, you know, so they can so they're you know so the corporation can have so many of the rights of the human and shit. They and they go out and hunt bullies. They go out and the bully hunter hunting. You know what I'm saying? Like bullies are only there to make sure that that young boys don't grow up to quack like a duck. Fuck. It's true. Oh, well.